everybody. So Donnell with Donnell's Stitchery here. And as you see, I have John from the Guys Craft 2 with me today.
Good morning, everybody.
And yes, you guys probably already hear Quasar, Kiwi, and Sky are already doing their morning calls and begging for attention. So if you see me disappear off the screen, it's to give them treats to shut them up. Because they are already at it, already this morning. And Quasar was nice and quiet until John came on my screen, and then all of a sudden they wanted to talk too.
They always want attention, don't they? Just a little bit.
They do. They're like 2-year-olds. They're completely silent until the moment that until they see mom busy and anything, and then they're like, no, mom, 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 mom.
Oh, that's okay though. That's why we love them, right?
Oh, definitely. I love my birdies, and I would not trade them for the world. So let's see who we have in the chat today. We have Tammy from the Siberian Wind. Hello, my love. Then we got Mama Jean from Jean Captain Stitches. And we have Andrea Jean. How you doing, love? And Lori Colgan saying hi. Tammy and Lori both are saying hi to all of us. And then we got Dragonflies for Donna. And I think I caught up with everybody for a moment. And let me get my Nightbot started up so that way if anybody wants to drop their link, then they can. So hopefully that'll be working in a moment. And we have Brenda Foley. Good morning. So John, what is it that you are going to be working on today?
So I am working on finishing out my University of Louisville quilt. So that is the one.
So pretty.
Isn't it? I really like the colors. Well, I guess it's upside down.
It is so gorgeous. And every time I go to Tennessee, I always pass through Louisville.
It's Tennessee orange, right? It's always Tennessee orange.
I grew up in Tennessee, and my 2 younger brothers still live down there. So haven't seen them since COVID started and had vehicle issues. So hoping to get that fixed within the next year to be able to get down there and see my little baby brother, especially since now I'm a great aunt, because one of my very firstborn niece gave me a great nephew now.
Look at that. So yes, you definitely have reason to get back down to Tennessee.
Yes, definitely.
So what are you working on?
I am working on a charity quilt that I started on Jean Captain Stitches live stream when she was doing her charity children quilt. So this is one of the blocks. And to see the colorful fabric a little bit better, there you go.
Yeah.
It's like gorgeous, like sprinkled Easter colors and everything. And that fabric just drew me in.
I was going to say, it looks like unicorns to me. Right? The pinks, the blues, the yellow.
It's like a sprinkle of unicorn and everything happy-go-lucky cotton candy is what it also reminds me of.
Yeah. I like that. I love that fabric.
Yeah, I bought some Easter fabrics, not having any idea what I was going to do with it. I went to go buy background fabric and seen Easter fabrics and got drawn to them. And this was one of the ones I grabbed. And I'm like, okay, we're going to do this because it's just happy.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think that's what resonates with me and fabric sometimes. It's just what makes me smile, what makes me chuckle. I mean, it's just, I don't know. And I love fabric. I've got to stay away from fabric stores. I'm trying to be so much better.
Yeah, like one of the Easter fabrics I grabbed, I think it was like puppy dogs with bunny ears.
Yes.
I'm like anything that just brings a smile to me and just makes me go, I gotta have it.
Yeah, I hate to tell people I'm still a kid. Just so you know, we don't grow up. It's just
no. And the quilting world allows us to express that childhood in us and everything that outside of the sewing room may not always be perfect to do.
Yeah, that's what I love your gnome shirt, because I got told about a year ago No
Oh my
more
gosh,
gnomes. You cannot have another gnome in the house. And I was like, well, whatever. So now I just buy gnome fabric all the time.
that was another fabric I bought was gnomes.
See? See?
I'm like, I love anything and everything gnomes. My husband knows when he goes out shopping anywhere and he sees gnomes, you gotta get it for me. Because if I find out you passed by a gnome and didn't buy it for me, I'm gonna be upset. I don't know what it
And
is about little short little old guys, but I love it. They're so cute.
well, and they've come out with so many now with um all the different, they've got them for Easter, they've got them for Shamrock. I mean, they just dress them so cute and different, and it's like,
Yes. And then the little gnomey girlfriends and everything are
yes,
adorable.
yep. I love the locks, the ponytails.
Yes. My garden is decorated in all sorts of gnomes. I even got a biker gnome.
No way.
Yes, well, my husband was a biker before COVID. We really haven't done anything as far as riding the motorcycle since COVID because I had some back issues and I just been scared to get on the bike because I'm like, okay, one wrong bump, it could do me in.
Yeah.
At least that's my mental fear.
Well, and I think COVID just changed a lot for us. We used to love to go to Home Goods and go shopping and now if we're out more than a couple of hours, it's like, yeah, we're just done with people. We're ready to get home. It's just, it's like, I don't
Oh
know,
my
it's
gosh, yes.
just
I get off work and I'm like, I need coffee creamer for tomorrow morning, but I don't want to leave the house. I'm like, I don't want to leave my jammies. I just want to stay in my jammies and stay comfy and go straight to my sewing room.
yep. So,
Where
unfortunately,
before COVID, I would come home from the office because I was working at the office at the time. So I would come home from the office, take a shower, eat dinner, get fixed up, and I'd be ready to go out. I did not want anything to do with staying at home all the time. Now I never want to leave the house unless I'm going to go buy fabric.
no, I don't blame you. I mean, and that's the problem for me. We joined Walmart Plus just so we don't waste time going to the grocery and doing that. It's like I don't want to fight Walmart. I don't want to park. I don't want to go. Like no, So we order everything. They sit it on the front porch for us, and then that leaves more time for crafting and other things. So
Yes. So we had a bunch of different people come in and everything since we've been sitting here
oh,
jibber jabbering. We got Junebug. Good morning. Siberian said that there was an echo. Tammy, everybody, do you still hear the echo or is the echo gone? So I'm not hearing anything on my end, so I'm not for sure. We got Denise. Good morning. She said just lurking. We got Teresa Lynch. Good morning. Brenda Foley says, John, nice to meet you.
nice to meet you.
See, between J-Town and Fern Creek, Brenda says. I'm not really for sure what she's referring to.
I know exactly where she is. I
Oh,
used to
okay,
live
she
in
said,
J
I am
Town.
in Louisville, but between J-Town and Fern Creek. Okay, I had to catch her previous one.
Yeah, we used to live in J Town years ago. I grew up in Middletown, and then my dad actually grew up in Fern Creek.
Let's see. Then Jean letting everybody know if they dropped exclamation selfie, they'll drop their channel link. And Pastry Queen saying good morning to everybody. Jean says she was at the grocery store at 6:30 this morning. Oh, no, 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 not me. I was still looking at the back of my eyelids. My alarm on my watch went off at 8 o'clock this morning, and I was so tempted to hit the snooze. I was like, I was contemplating sleeping or getting up and watching Sean's live. I decided, nope, I got to get up and watch Sean's live because that's what I do every morning. Plus, I need that time to be able to get the dog situated, the bird situated, and myself situated before I go live. And I gotta have time to let that coffee kick in.
Yeah, it takes time to get ready. It's like yesterday, I'd really wanted to work on the long arm, but instead I had to go to our local quilt store because they had Black Bag Friday, and but I did a lot of cutting yesterday. It's just when you sit and try to do a live and talk and do things at the same time, it's like, well, you got to do the prep work to make sure you have something to sew and work on.
Yes. Yeah, I try to do my prep work beforehand. I don't always. And then on those days, I usually wind up just sitting here doing more chatting than anything. See, and then Lori Colgan was asking if you have a channel. If I don't know if you're able to or not, John, but if you want, drop in the link, exclamation selfie. That way, there I can drop your link in there. I believe it's also in the description box too, but I could be wrong because
No.
at the time I'm half asleep while doing this. Oh, yep, that worked.
There it is. Perfect.
Yeah, I
Thank
thought
you.
I had you in there, but I couldn't remember for sure.
Yeah, I still need to get Nightbot set up on my channel. I have not done that yet.
Shame, shame, shame.
Just so many moving pieces, right?
There is. Hey, Pat Boo, how are you doing, love? I just seen her try and pop up in there when I glanced at the screen.
I like Brenda said she slept in all the way to 5 a.m. this morning.
Yeah, Brenda gets up quite early every day. I don't know how she does it. I could not do it. But I am going to go ahead and get busy started over here because I got pieces I got to press.
Yeah, I did set my iron out this morning.
Yeah, I was actually still setting up my iron over here and everything when you try and popped into the little background waiting for me. So set it down and then forgot all about it.
That's
Okay,
easy
Lori
enough to
says she
do.
just subscribed to you.
Oh, good. Thank you, Laurie. Hopefully, you'll enjoy some of the different things that we do.
Yeah, I wasn't for sure if Curtis was going to come on this morning too or not, or if he just likes to be in the background. Because every time I've ever seen him, he's always been sitting over there at the computer.
Yeah, Curtis is in the background. So Curtis doesn't actually sew, quilt, or do labor. He does enjoy uh, picking patterns. He likes to coordinate fabrics. So he's really got a good eye when it comes to that piece of it. But
So
when it
he likes
comes
to
to
be
cutting,
on the background of the whole show type of thing
yes,
aspect,
yep. And
which is
he
good. It's like it's nothing wrong with that.
no, and it helps a lot of times when we're doing lives if he'll come in because he can read the chat while I can still, sew and do things. And he's really good about jumping on the chat and talking and doing that. So,
Yeah, I've
and then we
noticed a
did
lot of
realize
times when
last
I
time.
yeah I've
I was
noticed
gonna
a
say
lot
we
of times
realized
whenever
last
I'm in
time.
there saying something, it's like I'll get a response in the chat. I'm like, wait a minute, his hands was not moving.
You learn
It's
real
so funny
quick,
because a
right?
lot of times the way your chair is positioned, you can't even see anybody sitting behind you.
No, no, right? It's just, and it's so crazy.
Good
Mm-mm-mm.
morning, so Terry. How are you doing today? Let's see. Brenda's saying that Jean, I enjoyed your quilting with Donnell. I know now batting with Scrim was one of my downfalls. Yes, Jean with Captain Stitches is actually teaching me on like a little. She created a little mini series on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. my time
Oh
of
wow.
her teaching me step by step from very beginning to very end of hand quilting.
Oh wow. You're really
Yeah,
brave.
because she loves to do a lot of hand stitching and everything. So, and I've always had an interest in wanting to learn how. So she has decided to create a little mini series on her channel, and we do it on Wednesday evenings now.
I
So that
admire the
way
people that
there.
can do the hand stitching in that. At Quilt
Oh,
Club,
I
we have a
know.
special interest group that does it. And I remember we were talking about binding. And one of the women goes, you for quilt shows and that you have to do hand binding. I said, well, I bought multiple machines and spent way too much money to do anything by hand. So we will get it figured out. But
Yeah, for me, it's like I have a perfectly good machine that does the quilting and everything. It's
mhm,
just something I just want to learn.
yeah.
It's like I figure you can never have enough skills.
No, and I think that's what, that's one thing I like about YouTube and like this YouTube family. When you talk to Sean and Russ and you and different ones, we've all bring something a little bit different. And at the same time, um, we all have such varied interests. So it's nice that we're able to jump on and do a lot of different things.
Hmm. Let's see. Good morning, Ruthie from the Traveling Quilter. How are you this morning? Good morning, Shannon. Shannon from Slay Arts is here. And Glenda, hi. Good morning.
Yeah, I just watched Shannon the other day with the Idiot Quilter and a bunch of them. They were talking about how they um, how they schedule their time, how they stay organized. That was very interesting.
Yeah, mine's just like an organized chaos. It's the best way to describe mine. Like my room is in complete chaos at all times. And I figure as long as on screen it looks organized, then we're good.
Well, for me, it's like a pipe dream, right? So I write down my to-do list. I make decisions on this is what I want to work on. This is how I'm going to do it. And then it doesn't take 30 minutes usually into the day to go, yeah, that just totally went out the window.
Yeah, I'll make out a list. While I'm sitting down working at my desk during the daytime, I'll make out a to-do list of things that I'm wanting to do. And then when I get off work, I'll prioritize which ones have to be done today. And lately, that's only taking place on weekends. Because lately I've been doing good if I can get any sewing time in during the week. Because I
Yeah,
just have so many other things going on household wise. I just not had the chance to get in here, or when I do get the chance, I'm just too tired.
yeah, and the thing is, you can't sew when you're tired. It takes
No,
lot more concentration and thought than you really realize.
oh my gosh, I came in here to thread my serger machine this week. I had to thread it 3 times before I decided I'm done. I turned it off. I walked out of the room. My husband looked at me. He goes, "I thought you were going to work on that jacket." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Nothing's working out with me." I'm like, "So I am sitting in here and watching TV."
And you know what? Unless you own a serger, you don't understand that. But like sergers are not forgiving, right? You're going
Yeah,
to
you
stitch
either,
it, put it together a very specific way, or it's just not happening.
yeah, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So I'm gonna have to look up a video to figure it out because I'm like I'm looking at the diagram that's on it and threading it exactly how it's saying me to. At least I believe I am, but obviously I'm not because the upper and lower threader is just coming out like nothing.
Yeah, I was lucky. I took a class at the local quilt shop because I bought a Juki online and actually bought the machine she told me to go get. And she gave me a lesson, and I think she unthreaded it and, about 10 times, showing me how to do it. And I remember I hadn't used it once or twice, and I got the biggest, nastiest knot ever. I could not get it undone for anything. So I finally just put it in the car and took it back. And she goes, you got to take the foot off and you got to do this. And she showed me. Then I did it again. And I was like, okay, I know I can figure this out. So I finally got it fixed again. But every time I go to use it, because I don't use it enough, I have to put the Juki video on, but it's enough. They've got a like a 7-minute video on just threading. That's just enough that I know like every point to hit because there's like 10 different places you have to hit the one thread.
Yeah. I know. I'm like, I so badly, when I bought this one here, I so badly wanted to get one that was like an automatic threader.
Yes.
So I didn't have to mess with any of that. And it would just do it for me. But that was not within my deck of cards.
Yep. Yep.
So Terry, I had the Singer 1478. I was being cheap on Amazon. Not so much cheap, it's just what I could afford at the time. Because my other one decided it wanted to do a poopy.
I love my serger, but I have to look sometimes to find projects for it.
Shannon goes, if I didn't sleepy, so I'd never get to sew.
Oh, I like Andrea. She had to get past the perfectionist and OCD tendencies.
And realize that unless it is a customer quilt or a silk quilt, it does not have to be perfect. That is definitely correct, Andrea. Just for me, my biggest problem is the fact of just getting my serger to thread properly and remember how to do it every time. Because I can have it threaded properly, unthreaded to change throughout the thread, and then somehow or another rethread it wrong. I'm like, well, I just gotta stick with one color. I've seen videos where they can tie off the previous thread to the new thread so you don't have to unthread the whole thing. I just don't know how to do that.
You have to do a slip knot.
What exactly is a slip knot?
You have to loop it and then like take the two loops and put it together so then it's more of a flat knot. It still won't go through the needle, but it'll go through all the other pieces of it.
Okay, and then you just rethread the needle when it gets to that point.
Yep.
Okay.
Which is the easy point, right? I can do the needle threading. That's easy.
With the magnifier, yes. Because those needle holes are so hard to see at times. Half the time I was in here with a light and a pair of tweezers and a thread and trying to get it through there.
Well, that's why they make that little hummingbird where you just stick it through and pull it right back through.
I fight with that thing too.
Oh my goodness.
Small moving parts are not my friend.
Yeah, that's why I have multiple sewing machines.
Yeah,
Oh, Russ
I have.
is joining.
Huh?
Russ is on.
Hey, Russ, how are you doing, hon? And to anybody's comment that I missed, I am so sorry. I am being a chatterbox this morning. My brain is on like massive all over the place. Thank you for subscribing, Russell Rice. Oh my God, Tammy, that would be amazing. I will love you and love you and love you forever and ever and ever. She goes, Donnell's Stitchery. We'll Zoom this week if you got time and get you going. I would appreciate it so much because, see, I have this beautiful jacket over here I'm wanting to make up for this fabric here. And I'm wanting to do that for my youngest son's girlfriend. It was supposed to have been a Christmas present for her, but it's been very, very late. And because my previous serger broke on me and I replaced it, and I've been having difficulty with getting this one threading properly. Thank you, so Terry. Yeah, I plan on watching checking out videos on YouTube because I'm like, okay, my Singer 1478 is a very common serger, so there's got to be videos for it. Because my biggest problem is I'm a hands-on learner. Razor, you're being obnoxious. Stop. You want to go on timeout? Mommy will
And
put
the
you on
thing,
timeout.
when you get the serger tuned in and working, nothing runs like a serger. I mean, that thing will just
Yes.
run all day.
I know, and I love using my serger. Like I'll even certain clothes I'll even serge the seams.
Yeah, I've had to rethread my serger. I've figured out occasionally if I just take everything off of it, just start from scratch, that's been better for me sometimes. But I hate to do it. There's so many little pieces, parts you got to hit each and every time.
Oh, definitely. So what is everybody else in the chat working on today? Besides helping me troubleshoot my surgery issue. Let's see, Andrea, if you do not want chatter, then kick. Andrea, I love it when you're in here because you help clear out the empty space in my brain sometimes. You give me something to talk about, woman. Let's see, Brenda, I love watching your content, playing with a featherweight. Awesome sauce. Love my serger too. I don't use it enough. Yeah, me either, Shannon. I need to. I need to start using it more. I actually had my previous serger for like 10 years and never touched it because I was always terrified of it. Because I'm like, this thing takes 4 threads. I'm like, I struggle with a sewing machine. And the whole idea of the 4 threads and the diagram scared the dickens out of me. But my husband bought it for me off a marketplace. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, I might as well figure this out. I'm like, because I don't want the money he spent on it just going to waste.
I did pillowcases last year for the grandkids on my serger. And I think I did like 12 of them. Because once I got rolling and using it, it was like, man, this is quick. This is easy. These look really great. My daughter's like, how many pillowcases do you think we need? I'm like, well, they're cute though, and they're adorable, and the kids like them. She goes, yeah, I get it. I was like, yeah, you don't know. Like, once you get rolling, it's just fun.
Yes, definitely. Teresa goes, how do you put a bird on timeout? Teresa, the best way of putting a bird into timeout is because at nighttime we put a cover over their cage so that way they helps block out any lights coming in through the windows. And it acts as like a nighttime for them. So to put the bird into timeout, I just put the cover back over them for a few minutes to calm them down. Hey, Loretta. Says she loves sergers. When I actually get up and go to the store to get home, hopefully finish the 2 quilts sitting on my table. One put blocks together, other appliques all the blocks. That's what Ruthie the Traveling Quilter says. See, Vera Weeks, Teresa was wanting the same thing. And now y'all know how to put birds in timeout.
See, YouTube is very educational.
Yes. Well, I used to work at a bird rescue.
Oh, did you really?
Well, I can't really actually say work. I didn't get paid. I was a volunteer. I was the one in charge of educating children at a bird rescue, at least until that rescue shut down because of funding, or lack thereof. But that's actually where I got my very first bird ever, which was an African gray. and I
Oh wow.
love that bird. His name was Billy. I had him, and then I had got my very first lovebird from there, and both of those I had hand trained.
And don't birds live like 25, 30 years?
Some of them can live about 70 to 80. Cockatoo,
No.
yes, cockatoos can live to be about 80 years old,
Oh my
which was
gosh.
also a bird that we had at the time. Um, so I mean, we've had multiple birds, but at the time I was suffering a lot with migraines. So, and had no idea what was causing them, so I had to get rid of the birds at the time that we had. So I found homes for them and everything until I can get so I can get work on getting myself in good order. Turns out my migraines were due to hormonal changes.
Oh.
And for a female, that's very, very bad. So I was like, okay, I don't ever want to have an extremely loud screaming bird because I don't know if I could tolerate that whenever I have my changes. Because when
So
I get the migraines, I'm down for like 2 to 3 days.
oh no, really?
Yeah, I get like really bad severe ones where I was actually on medication for a while, but now since I've hit menopause, I very rarely ever get them.
It's amazing what the human body can go through, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, because the worst one I had that migraine lasted me like 3 weeks straight, nonstop.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it actually put me in the hospital because I was blacking out.
So when did Quasar come into the picture?
He is actually the 28th of this month. He'll be a year old. So we've had him for almost a year.
Wow.
I think sometime next month will be a year because he was about 6 weeks old when we got him.
Oh wow. So he was really
Yeah,
a baby.
yeah, he's literally a baby that acts like a 2 year old. Which essentially pet birds act as 2 year olds all the time. So if you don't like 2 year olds, you won't like birds.
I had lovebirds when the kids were younger, and they were an experience.
Yes. Yeah, we have one lovebird and which is Kiwi. He is yellow and red, which is how he got his name. And my son John has seen him and wanted him. So I was like, yeah, you can go ahead and get him. My husband was getting Quasar. Let's see, I know they came home with a budgie to add to the family for me. So that's when birds got introduced into my sewing room because I also have cats. I got cats, dogs, fish, and birds.
So you started your own little zoo up there in Michigan.
Oh, definitely. Well, years ago, I also had ferrets, a snake, and a tarantula.
Yeah, I never
The
understood
snake and the
tarantula.
tarantula. Well, the snake was mine. The tarantula was my husband's. And the snake was just a small little snake. Because I was actually going through, what brought that on was I was going through veterinary technician school at the time. And I'm like, eventually, I'm going to have to learn how to deal with snakes. And that was one of my largest fears. And my husband loves snakes. So I'm like, what better way to get past my fear than at home with my husband helping me and coaching me?
Mm-mm-mm.
And then I found out how much work a veterinary technician does and how little much they get paid. I'm like, yep, nope, can't support a family on that.
Mm-mm-mm. Donna
Oh,
at
yes, I
Dragonfly
also
said
had
she's
bees.
working. No, the guy that just did our house inspection on the new house is a beekeeper. He said he actually sells the bees. So, because he said the honey's more work than it's worth. And so he actually basically raises bees and then teaches others how to make honey in that.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we have Last year, the end of last year, we had 4 hives, and two of them got killed. Or no, three of them got killed off from a wasp, from a group of wasps that came through and killed them off, and we were not able to get the wasps to stop in time to save those hives.
Oh, wow.
But our very first hive we had last year is the one that made it through that as well. And this is the first winter because we've only been beekeepers for a couple of years now. So this is the very first Michigan winter where we've actually been able to have one hive make it through the entire winter.
I did not realize wasps were predators to bees.
Yes, they actually eat them.
Wow.
Yeah, they will invade the hive. And what they do is they send out a scout to find out where the beehives are. And once they find it, then the scout will come back and tell their buddies. And then a bunch of them will come and gang up on the honeybee hive. And because they want the resources, the honey in there. But then they also eat the honeybees.
Wow.
See, Andrea says, I love birds, but my husband is allergic to them and cats, so I can't have either. With my rabbits, not sure how a cat would work anyway. Yeah, Andrea, cats would definitely kill your rabbits. I can tell you, not from experience, but I know my cats, and I could just see them doing something hateful like that. My one cat, her name is her name is technically Celicia because we name a lot of our cats and dogs from Greek gods and goddesses. And I call her Lacey May for short because she adds like this southern tough little chick, and she will walk up to my pit bull, my like 10 or 11-year-old pit bull. When she's sleeping, she will walk up to her, smack her, and take off running.
No
And
way.
my pit bull would just raise up her head and look up at me like, "Mom."
Mm-mm-mm.
But
So
huh?
I was gonna say, so Terry says she subscribed to our channel, so thank you very much.
Thank you, so Terry.
Joydy's here this morning.
Good morning, Joydy. How are you doing today, hon? See ya, Ruthie. The traveling quilter is taking off. She's gotta get going to the store.
See, that's why we do Walmart delivery.
Yeah, see these little blocks? Aren't they adorable?
They are cute.
And that's just a 5-inch square with 2.5-inch squares on 2 corners.
Yeah, that's why I started this one. I really liked the way this one turned out. And so somehow I found this on YouTube where you take 10.5-inch squares, you sew the two together, then you crisscross it, cut it, and then it looks like you did all these flying geese and all these cool triangles. So been not
Definitely. I love the little sneaky hacks and everything that you can do to create stuff without having to spend like hours on it.
so I did one for me for Virginia Tech. It's all maroon and orange with their fabric. And then I'm doing this one for my niece with University of Louisville. And then her husband, he actually went to VMI, Virginia Military Institute, but you cannot find fabric for them. So I ended up doing Marines. He was in the Marines. So I found marine fabric, and that's what I'm doing him the exact same quilt. And that's why I had to go to the store yesterday for Black Bag Friday, was because I needed a companion fabric and I did not have near enough in my stash that would match. So I just had to go to the store to get that.
Oh my God, I love that military fabric that you found that had like all the branches on it and everything.
Yes.
Oh my God, I fell in love with that the moment you held that up.
So I'm excited to get that done. And then I found I'm gonna do like a red, white, and blue stars border all around it.
Yes, that is gonna look so gorgeous. It's really gonna make those little American flags on there pop.
Yep. So I think he'll be very excited. So, and I figured I have 8 more months to get it done. So surely I can make that for Christmas this year.
Fingers crossed. As long as you don't let too many squirrels in your space.
It's the problem. It's just, we just have so many interests and so much going on that it's like,
And you start working on something and you're watching someone's live stream and you're like, ooh.
well, and then Russ has not been a good influence for me because he went to QuiltCon. He's been showing all these unboxings and all these cool things. So I keep buying more, and it's like, I don't need to buy more. I already have enough projects. But Russ did tell me a couple of weeks ago on one of his lives, he was talking about that he's been trying to challenge himself this year to stitching 30 minutes every night. And so I've tried to do better about that. I'm not hitting every night, but at least I'm hitting maybe 3 or 4 nights um, in a 7 day period. So still better than nothing. It's better than some of the things I was doing.
And Lori said that her son went to Virginia Tech.
Oh, see? Go Hokies.
And then Jean says, sure you did, John. I love Jean. That's my mama Jean there. She adopted me as as her daughter.
Did she?
Yes,
Wait,
her and in Quilt Fact, Debbie within Quilt Fact, they both had a discussion. They both adopted me, so they're both my mommies.
we all need all the love and support we can get nowadays.
Oh, definitely. Well, look at it. Everybody is my mommy, my sister, my auntie, depending upon your age. Uncles, nephews, whatever. Everybody's family. See. Oh, Brenda Foley is asking you to please tell her more about this Black Bag Friday.
Oh, so we live out in the Phoenix area, and we have a local quilt shop on the third Friday and Saturday of every month. They have what they call Black Bag Friday. So you buy Bill's Black Bag in June, and then for the next year, um, they do all kinds of crazy things. So, like yesterday was, I love these scissors, and these scissors are $22 a pair, but they're the sharpest, finest little scissors. I just like to cut threads with them. They're $22, but yesterday you get one notion 40% off on Black Bag. And so I got these for
Yeah.
40% off yesterday. You just can't beat that.
I
And
actually have
then,
a blue pair, a light blue handle pair, just like that.
right?
But
And for
I have
cutting
no
threads,
idea where I got them from.
so, but yesterday was they had 40% off all Halloween, fall, and Christmas fabric. Um, so it's always different every month. But the nice thing is they almost always have 40% off notions, and they consider AccuQuilt dies a notion. So you can always get a new die for 40% off.
Holy cow. Which is a massive steal.
Yes. Yeah. Because they're just so expensive to begin with. So
Oh, I know. Their dyes are the price of their dyes are the whole reason why I won't get an AccuQuilt because I just can't afford all that. Unlike for that price, I can buy a lot of fabric.
fortunately, the quilt club I belong to has a special interest group that meets once a month, and it's an AccuQuilt club. And so everybody brings in their dies, they share, they bring in their different cutters. So it really makes it nice that you learn real quick who has what, so you don't have to buy it because somebody else already has it.
Hey, Mama Debbie, within quilt fact. No worries. There is no such thing as being late to my channel. Brenda Foley is asking, what is that shop name?
Oh, our shop?
Yeah, I think the local quilt shop that you're talking about.
Oh, it's 35th Avenue. So it's 35th Avenue Sew and Back. And it started because it's on 35th Avenue in Northern here in Phoenix. But they actually have a shop out here in El Mirage, which is real close to me. And of course, I know the manager and people there very well. And then they have another one over in Chandler. But they do have a website and they actually do Facebook postings and that every so often.
She says, I shop Fifth Saturday Bag at Mount Washington Busy Lady Shop.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, there's a gnome die.
Yes. You want to see it?
You got it?
Well, of course I have it.
Okay, for that die, I might be willing to pay the price. That may be on my Christmas list or birthday list. Yeah, birthday list. My birthday's coming up. I could tell the husband and son I want that.
Where did I put it? Cat and Bat, Tumbler, Penguin, Blanky's Holiday. That one. Hunter Square. That one. Flamingo Sue. Overall single. Angle. Oh. Square. Gnome accessories. Gnome. So this
Okay.
is how.
Yeah.
This is how AccuQuilt gets you. So this is the gnome die that they came out with about 2 years ago.
Oh,
So is he not adorable?
he is so cute.
So this year they came out with the accessory die. So, but you got to have this die to do this die.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Okay, I gotta get one. Just for those two dies, I gotta get one. I can't help it. I love my dummies.
The nice thing is this will go in the baby die. So you don't have to buy the big die cutter. You can actually buy the smaller hand crank die cutter.
Oh, awesome. Because I mean, those special little ones, I would love to have and everything. Because like the normal like HSTs or squares or rectangles, I'll just cut myself.
Yeah.
Which is the whole reason why I was like, I can't really justify paying that price whenever it's just a normal shape I cut myself. At the time, I'm never really going based upon the what's like specific on there anyway. So
Yeah, for me, it really worked out just because I'm able to do it with Quilt Club. So we're all able to share so many different ones in that. And for me, with working full time, it just cuts into everything. So I ended up
yeah.
getting it into that system just to save time.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Brenda. Yes, fellow squirrel, my love. Mama Debbie, tell me breathe. I can't. I get too wound up. I can't do it. There's like no such thing as me relaxing or breathing today until. Oh, by the way, anybody that has not heard yet, I got a set to sell my smaller projects in a local salon by me and everything. It's about 20 minutes from me. And so after my live stream today, I'll be finishing up on getting my stuff together. I already got it all my products boxed up. I'll be selling my scrunchies, butterfly hair clips, my fuzzy sock kittens, and once I get some more of my bags made up, I'll be selling those. And so I'll be setting up that and everything as a permanent spot to sell my items at locally, which I'm super excited about. I've never done this before. I've done craft shows last year, and after sitting down and doing a lot of thinking on it, I was actually losing out on a lot of money on craft shows because by the time you calculate in my time spent there setting up, tearing down, then I was coming out in the negative every time. So I'm like super excited for this new chapter.
Danielle, what bags are you making?
I actually use the Daisy and Grace hexagon, and this is one of them.
It's really cute. I like the fabric even. That's very
Yeah, this fabric here was actually a sheet that a friend of mine had gave me, and I fell in love with the fabric. And
yeah,
I'm
because
like,
that's like
I don't know, it's like some type of like it looks like some type of like like vintage rag doll type of thing, like almost like a Raggedy Ann type of rag doll that
yeah,
is
I was gonna
hanging
say like
onto a
folk art,
star
right?
floating in the sky.
Yeah, like folk art.
Yeah, it's like I fell in love with this fabric, and I have used this fabric in so many ways I could possibly come up with, other than a quilt, because I'm like, I want it in so many different things. Like, I have a set of rope coasters that I made with it.
Oh wow.
Yep, where I cut out a circle shape. I don't know where they're at right this second, because I got them put up and everything. But so I make a 4-inch round rope coaster, 4-inch in diameter, and then I cut out a 3.5-inch circle and use that to go on the center top of the rope coaster with a piece of fusible fleece behind it.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, so that way it gives a little extra insulation whenever you put your hot or cold drink on there.
Never thought about that. It's a smart trick.
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, how can I put this on here and make it look a little extra? And then I do a zigzag stitch around it. And then I also bought some like little metal plates, like a 1-inch by 2-inch metal plates, and had my husband and son. I don't know if you guys can see this clearly or not.
Oh yeah, those are cute.
Yep, and I just hand stitched it really nice and tightly and everything on each side, so that way my name is on the inside of every one of my bags.
Nice.
Thank you, Mama Jean. She said she is so proud of me. Dragonflies for Donna wants to know how long did it take to learn the die cutting.
Actually, it doesn't really take long. I mean, maybe 30 minutes. So it's really understanding. So the dies themselves are like it's not styrofoam, but it's a sponge. And you can see the shape that you're getting ready to cut. So all that happens is when you lay your fabric on top and you put a plastic protector on it, when it rolls through, what it's doing is it's raising razor blades, basically, is cutting that fabric. And so it's a matter of learning just to put your fabric on correctly. Because, like, if you're cutting squares, you don't cut squares this way, you cut squares this way on the die. So if you've got like the University of Louisville fabric, you need to lay it on the die this way, not straight. But
Yeah, so that way there you're not cutting on the bias.
Right, right. So it's not it's just it's one of those things where after you do it the first two times, the first time you run it through without the plastic cover, you realize it won't cut without the plastic cover. It's just silly things that happen, but the learning curve is very small on it. And of course, there's so many YouTube videos, and AccuQuilt has a really good series of YouTube videos.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe they have a channel
They
showing
do.
how to do a lot of stuff. So I came across their channel on there, or at least some videos that they've done.
And the nice thing is they have a lot of patterns out there. So, and the cool thing is, even if you don't buy from AccuQuilt, if you buy the dye at your local quilt shop, you can still create your own account on their website. So then you can go in, and if you download a pattern, it'll tell you that you need to purchase this dye or this dye, or that you already own all the dyes for that pattern. So it's handy.
Ooh, Andrea said that the contest that she won yesterday, she won either a Genome sewing machine or a Brother fabric cutter yesterday, and she's not for sure which one because she didn't catch what the prize was when they announced her as the winner. She's hoping it's a fabric cutter. She tried calling them, and the person that answered the phone did not know.
Oh, wow. Either way, pretty exciting.
Yes, either way, a really awesome uh prize. That's the word I was trying to think of. I'm like, da, 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 da.
It's still early, Danielle.
My brain is not working on all cylinders this week. I swear to goodness gracious.
Mine's not either. I just stitched this backwards, but that's okay. We're going to make it work anyways.
We'll call it
It
a
was supposed to be
creative.
this way. So it should have been this way, but it got done this way. But that's okay. It's going to work.
It's going to be a creative design choice.
That's right. Oh, it happens.
Now, if you do half of them the correct way and half of them the new way, then you'll be creating your own new design.
Well, the problem is I've done I've already done 36 of these, and this is the last 12. And I was doing
Oh
really good
no.
and thought I had them all done. And then I started counting to divide up, and I realized I didn't have them all done, but I couldn't find my charm squares to finish them. And then realized someone, not John, straightened up John's craft room and didn't realize it's a big deal if you just rearrange fabrics and move things from one project to the other. So
I can't. I don't have the ability to blame anybody because my biggest fault is putting things in a safe place. Turns out that a safe place is safe for me too.
I so understand that.
I came in here looking for something yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh. Tore my room apart. Still haven't found it. Over a year ago, I put my walking foot up from my Juki machine. And to this day, still have no idea where I put that walking foot. I have completely emptied out my sewing room, went through everything, and still never found that walking foot. So I had no idea where that walking foot walked right away to. And then just wound up buying a new one. Which sucks because they're like $45 a piece.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is not a cheap hobby.
No. Which
Andrea
was
said you.
very frustrating when I found out I lost my walking foot. The
Oh, I
most
bet.
the most costly foot I owned from my machine, and I lost it. Can't really say I lost it. I put it up for safekeeping.
It's just much safer than you thought it was going to be.
Yes. Yes, Mama Jean. Sewing live equals a mistake at some point, don't you know?
And you look at Sean and them, they make it look so easy.
I love how Sean started out today with the seam ripper already sitting out waiting. And he told me last night, he goes, I'm going to be messing up most likely tomorrow. He goes, my seam ripper is already sitting out waiting for me. He told me a text message last night because I was discussing with him my setup and everything for the salon, and I was asking him questions and we were chatting along and everything. And he was telling me what he's going to work on today. And when when he said that he already had the team member sitting out waiting for him and everything, I'm like, oh lordy.
That just says everything you need to know about today, right?
Yep.
Tracy says she likes my choice of fabrics. Thank you very much. It's totally outside my comfort zone. I don't mind flowers and that, but I found that pattern and just wanted something really different. And I had that charm pack, and I'm anxious to see when it comes together what it's going to look like. So,
Good morning, Arcel Lady Linda. She's saying good morning to you as well, John.
good morning. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, she's in Florida.
So she's nice and warm this morning.
Uh-huh. So I got my corned beef and cabbage in the slow cooker for tonight's dinner. Going to sew a little, and then the rest of the weekend is my time for quilting.
How cool is that? Tonight we are going to the theater, the dinner theater, to see Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So we'll have dinner at the show and then have the play tonight. But tomorrow is supposed to be my long arm day.
Now, when is it that you go live?
Usually at 4 o'clock on Sunday, my time. So that's 7 Eastern. And then I've been trying to go live on Tuesdays around 6 p.m.
I'll say I definitely want an update on how that show is because I love that movie.
Do you?
Yes. We just watched the new one,
I did.
Wonka.
If you saw the
Oh my,
Wonka.
yes. We actually did a marathon. We watched the Wonka and then we watched the previous one of that and then we watched the original.
Oh wow.
But yeah, because my oldest son that is like about to be 26 years old, 25, 26, did not recall ever seeing the original.
Oh
I'm like,
wow.
how are you my child? I'm like, we are constantly giving you education on the older movies. How are you not how did we miss this one? Turns out he did see it. He just didn't remember. Because
Yeah.
him and my husband were sitting in there watching it last weekend whenever I was in here on my live stream, and I heard him sitting there giggling.
Mm-mm-mm.
I'm like,
Well,
that child of mine.
we used to have a dinner theater here called Alamo Theater, and you could go in to watch movies, and they would serve you, you could order hamburgers and chicken fingers and all that. But they used to host special nights, and one of the nights they hosted before COVID was Willy Wonka, the original, and they actually had the lady that played the blueberry and the little boy that played the cowboy were special guests, and they came and signed
Billy.
posters. Billy, yep, they came and signed posters for us and all that. But they gave us candy bars and streamers to throw when they went through the glass. It was a very interactive process. It was really cool.
That would be totally awesome.
They didn't survive after COVID, so they're not here anymore.
Aw.
So sad.
So many good things trying to die off from COVID. Let's see. No problem, Mama Jean. If you got to take off to deal with it and everything, then no worries at all. She said her internet is having issues, so if she's not around, then that would be why.
Nothing worse than technology issues anymore.
Right? And I swear there's always a technology issue when you hit that go live button. I don't care what you do. It is a guarantee that something is going to take place. Linda said that she subscribed to your channel. She's the Irish Cell Lady.
Oh,
Watch some
thanks,
of your
Linda.
videos later while I am sewing.
Thank you so much.
Andrea asking Jean if she's getting any bad storms right now because they had some bad ones last night. Yeah, there's a lot of bad storms going around right now.
It's been a crazy winter for storms this year, it seems like.
You know, normally we are still buried in snow here in Michigan, and I actually have daffodils in bloom.
No way.
Yes, I have four daffodil plants that are in full bloom. Blooms are open and everything. My my grape hyacinths are budding and blooming. My cherry tree, my weeping cherry, my dwarf weeping cherry tree in my front yard already has flowers on it. My bees have been out hunting for pollen. We've had days where it's like Tuesday, it was 70 degrees.
No way.
Yes, and then this weekend we're supposed to have snow. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, great, I can just see another sinus infection coming on. Because I had
Yeah,
an upper respiratory infection a couple weeks ago and had to cancel my live stream that weekend. Because I was just a complete utter mess, spent the weekend in the bed.
yeah, because here in Arizona, it's been a colder winter than I moved here for.
Yeah, I'm like, I like, I like, we barely had any snow this year. I swear to God. We had like two bad storms and that was it, and they were gone within a week. I'm like,
Well,
something crazy is taking place. I mean, it's pretty bad when Tennessee has a worse winter than what we do.
yeah. Well, and the problem is up there, you all need the snow and that to kill a lot of the bugs and nasty stuff for or you're going to have a hard summer.
Yeah, because a lot of we're gonna have to be overrun with a lot of insects that are not very good because that means that I'm gotta do extra protection against the mosquitoes because the mosquitoes love my blood type, which really sucks.
See, that's why I
That
moved there.
I could be outside right beside my husband. He's type O, I'm type A. My son could be out there on the other side of my husband. He's also type A. They come and get me and my son, and they don't ever touch my husband. I'm like, y'all just some mean little buggers.
See, that's why we moved to Arizona because it gets too hot out here. Bugs can't survive.
Oh, it's the fact that then it makes it harder for you to survive as well.
Well, they say that. That's also why we bought a summer house up in northern Arizona.
But granted, I would love to be able to move back down south, but my kids have already established life up here, so I can never leave my children.
Yeah, makes a big difference. It's interesting. My daughter is in Virginia. My son is still in the Air Force. He's been in 16 years, 17 years, and he just got stationed to Alcoa, Tennessee.
Oh, awesome.
And he's so excited. He's like, it's just nice to be back where I understand people. And I'm like, yeah, because he was raised in the South. And they sent him to Texas for like 10 years. They sent him to Montana for a few years. And, he's like, but it's not the South, like they want to say it
Yes.
is, but I'm like, yeah, it's not. he was used to Tennessee, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, the different South.
Mama Jean goes, I just put a spell on that weather for you to now warm weather ahead. Mama Jean, I wish it was that easy. I swear, I've been saying left and right, Mother Nature is going through some major menopausal moments lately. She does not know what she wants to do in Michigan weather lately. You look like you're in deep concentration over there, John.
I am. I'm cutting now, so you know how that is.
Yes.
Makes all the difference.
And you got to measure 5 times and hope that you can cut once right.
That's right. Andrea says they've been mowing their lawn all winter.
Oh, wow. Yeah, my son, I'm sure, is happy that we've not had to get the lawnmower out yet.
You see, here in Arizona, we have what they call desert landscaping, which means we just put rocks everywhere. Kept asking the builder, so what is desert landscaping? Well, you know, cactus, this, that. Yeah, I get it. Oh, okay. I get a yard full of rocks. Now I get it.
Nice.
We can actually grow grass. It just, by the time you water it and go through it all, it's just not worth the expense.
Yeah. Yeah, my tulips are even starting to come up. Like
Are
they're
they
like,
really?
yeah, they're like this much up over the ground right now, John.
Oh, wow. And that's way
Yeah,
early
like
because you
I can
shouldn't.
start, like if I look down into them, I can actually see the little bloom in there starting to come up through the center.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, my husband's like, well, this is about normal time. I'm like, no. I'm like, this doesn't usually take place until April.
I was going to say it's really about a month early for that, isn't it?
Yeah, I usually don't see my tulips and daffodils until around April,
That's what I thought.
when we have all the rain showers coming through.
Of course, it's throwing me this year because Easter is so early this year.
Oh my gosh, I know.
And then next year it's late April. Andrea says Texas is geographically the South, but believe me, it's just a whole nother country. I'm an Ozark transplant and have been here 14 years and still have not reached true Texan way of thinking. Oh, Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises are here. Good morning,
Hey,
Kelly.
Kelly, yeah, I seen her sneak in a while ago.
I managed to catch her live yesterday, which is the first time in forever.
Yeah, that was her birthday one, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm a moderator over at Jean Cuts and Stitches, so I wasn't able to watch it, but I did go back and watch the replay. Let's see, what all did I miss? Kelly says we will have over 20 degrees this afternoon. The neighborhood will be out doing stuff. I Lynn says, my daffodils are already blooming, even though our evenings are still about around freezing. Yeah, just about same here too, Lynn. Like I got a freeze coming in, or so I gotta cover up my tree. Well, recover up my tree this weekend. So I'm hoping my tulips and daffodils and hyacinths all make it through it. My husband says that they should be okay, but it's still that whole mother hen worrying.
Well, it's expensive, and you spend a lot of time trying to get your yard to look nice and put together.
Yeah. I mean, on the outside, my tulips are very well acclimated because, see, the house I live in is the house I inherited from my father when he passed away
Oh,
back
okay.
in 2017. And so the tulips was the very first thing I planted in my backyard right by the garage door. And they've been coming back every year in full force.
It's nice when you find something
Huh?
hardy. It's nice when you find something hardy like that.
Yes. I mean, I was really concerned because the Fraser, step. I was really worried the first year because it actually, like, we had right after I planted them, it seemed like it was gorgeous enough out and everything. I planted them, and then we had a downpour of rain that came through, and it completely flooded them. And I'm like, well, there goes all those tulips. Very next year, they came back full force. Okay, Jean says I got a little bit of an echo. I'm really not for sure what's causing it because I'm not hearing anything. Fraser, if you do not stop, then you're going to go in timeout, little boy. I'll let him out. Get him a calm down.
Lynn says most of my fruit and berry trees are budding out, so I have to watch the temps, and we'll wrap it before it goes. Yeah, see, we have my yard is full of citrus, so we are still gleaning and trying to get all the oranges and all that off our trees. We have oranges, tangelos, lemons, limes, and then we have pomegranates. But see, all of ours come in bloom um, usually around Christmas. So we have all fresh citrus beginning of the year.
Okay, is the echo gone, guys? Mama Jean, no, I cannot be at 3 places at once. 2 is my maximum.
No, I even went to the Facebook replay and did not find it.
Okay, cool. Turned the icon head in StreamYard. I forgot to. Weird. Okay, Brenda says she's still hearing it. I don't know why I'm getting the echo today.
Lynn says she wishes she could grow citrus. We were real excited when we moved out here that we'd have all this fresh fruit and citrus and that, but you could only eat and deal with so much of it.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I'll give my big moods where it's like I want the fruits, especially citrusy fruit, and then after a while, it's like, okay, I want nothing to do with fruit for a while.
Yep. I enjoy having the fresh lemons and that. It's nice. We try to eat a lot of more fish, So it's nice if we're going, like the other night, I was fixing something. And I told Curtis, I said, run out and pick a lemon real quick. So, you get spoiled and forget that other people have to buy a lemon. I just run out in the yard and get it now.
Yeah, definitely. Wait, are you being a pain in tushy? Yes. Weird. Jean says it's not you echoing, it's just me.
Oh, I wondered if it was coming from my side. And I don't hear the echo.
I have no idea what's causing it because I already turned off. I already made sure echo cancellation is off. I have no idea what's causing it or how to fix it. I'm sorry, guys. I really have no idea how to fix the echo.
Oh, Pastry Queen says she had to leave because she got a call from a special someone who's going to go live with her at 12 noon today. To join me,
Awesome.
I'll meet my daughter. I'm so excited. She just called. That'd be exciting.
Yes, I know she's been looking forward to that.
Kelly says we are probably longitudinal similar. To Lynn. For a Southerner, that was a hard word to get out. Oh, Pastry Queen says she doesn't have the echo. Lynn's taking off. Have a good afternoon or morning.
Okay, I just changed one setting, so I'm hoping that fixed it. To reduce background noise, as well as the echo cancellation. So I'm hoping that fixes it. Yeah, Leanna, I remember you saying something about that before, that she was supposed to have been on your live, and then something happened where she wasn't. So I know you're super excited. As well, and Leanna, as well as Tammy, I will probably be catching both of you guys on replay later.
I tell you what, the one thing I have enjoyed about YouTube is seems like I just stream all kinds of things in the back because when you're sewing in that, it's just nice to have someone talking and kind of keeping you focused. And
Yeah. Oh, and Andrea, no, I did not miss yours and everything. I just forgot to actually bring it up and all. Andrea had mentioned before that she's not hearing the echo on her closed captions at all. Because Andrea has to use closed captions and everything, so. So always make sure I have those turned on for her. I find it funny that she says she doesn't hear the echo on the closed captioning. Silly, silly girl. Okay, Mama Jean, I got this pattern from you. I cannot remember how many of these blocks across I do. It's the one that you did the quilt in with the yellow background with the O's for hugs. I tried searching for the pattern to find out how many blocks across and how many blocks down this morning. Could not find it for the life of me. With a little bit amount of time that I had to search for it.
Don't you hate that too? That's what this pattern that I'm doing, I found on Facebook. It just popped up, and I kind of half, paid attention to it, and then decided, oh, that might be really cool. Never could find that video again.
Yeah. Okay, she said 6 by 6. Okay, cool. Bye, Kelly.
Oh, bye, Kelly.
Let's see. Do not miss your comment. I do not hear do. Okay, got that. Okay, Loretta says she does not have the echo anymore. Yeah, Tammy says I had to rewatch my live later that it's a hit and miss on the echo. That is so weird because you would think that if there's going to be an echo, it'd either be an echo or it won't be an echo.
That is weird. So it makes it hard to fix when you can't do it consistent.
I'm sure it's probably just something in the setting that I missed.
Jean says she didn't even have to look that up. How cool is that? Must be a
Right?
favorite pattern, right?
Well, she does a lot of children's quilts for charity, which is where I got this pattern from. Is from her.
Okay.
During her, because the month of February she does like a marathon for children's quilts for charity. So, and I participated in that for a little bit and everything one day on her live stream,
Oh,
which is where I
fun.
got this pattern from. But then I can't remember where I put the pattern. I'm sure I promise I can't remember which device I saved the pattern on. But this is how it's coming out so far.
Oh, look how cool that is. I really like that. That
Thank
doesn't seem like
you.
an overly complicated pattern.
No, it's just 2.5-inch squares, 5-inch squares, and sashing. So it's super easy. Yeah, she said not just children, all ages and veterans as well. Plus. Yeah, to me, it just reminds me of children's quilts and everything because of the color scheme I'm doing it in. Fun, super cute, soft colors.
Yeah, our quilt guild does charity quilts, and they bag them up. So you just go in and literally just pick up a bag, and it's got the fabrics and everything cut. So all you have to do is go home and sew it and quilt it. You take the top back in, and there's a couple of ladies that they end up they'll quilt it out, and then we do honor quilts.
Yeah, Andrea says when my hearing aids are working, I don't need closed captioning, but when they die, I have to have captions. I come in and say hi and chat, but I have to watch the replay.
That's good to know though, because I don't know that when I do my lives that I have captioning turned on.
Yeah, you can actually go into YouTube. It's underneath the settings. Usually right instead of clicking on the edit button, if you scroll down, it's down there. You got to have it on normal latency and then turn on the closed captions right there.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, yeah, I actually figured that out from Sean actually. He sent me a screenshot of on my phone and everything of where to find it at, so that way that I could turn it on, make sure I always have it on for Andrea and anyone else that may need it.
Well, and that's the thing. It's not that I care to do it. I just don't think about it, right? Until someone points it out. And
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the problem, is the fact that we don't really think about it until someone brings it up to us.
yeah, and we want to be inclusive and we want to be able to reach and be there to support anyone, right? And
Definitely. I mean, the more people that we can be channel friendly to, the more supporters and acceptance that we have.
yep. So I will definitely look at that after our live today and make sure that's set for my live tomorrow.
Yeah, I actually go into YouTube and I turn it on everything I set up now. And after a while, I think it actually just automatically starts turning it on for me, because when I set up the last schedule, the last one I did and everything, it was already turned on.
Oh, that makes it so much better if you don't have to remember to do it each and every time. But
Yeah, I mean, I still make an effort at going in there and making sure it's on, but that definitely makes it so much easier. Yeah, I've never really done charity quilts before. I mean, I've made some quilts for veterans, a couple of that size quilts for veterans, and donated them to the local place that houses veterans for to help rehabilitate them and get them back out into the real world when they come back from the disasters and all
yep.
that they had to deal with. So I made a few lap size quilts to them, but I want to start making some baby quilts to take to like the local fire station or police station, so they can hand them out to whoever needs them.
Yeah, because it truly is a gift of love, right? I mean, it's
It
just,
is. And to me, that is a better use of my time and fabrics than anything else. Sky, why are you over there going so crazy now? Huh? I turn on, Quasar is on his toy right in front of his front door, dangling upside down, rocking back and forth, staring at me. I'm like, you crazy kook.
but he's quiet now, all
He
because
is.
you just wouldn't
He's
open the
happy.
door.
He's happy. He wanted the freedom of coming and going whenever he wanted. Spoiled little child.
If you're gonna have pets, they have to be spoiled.
Oh, definitely. I mean, my Yorkie lets me cradle him like a baby upside down on his back in my arms, and he'll just fall asleep like that.
No kidding.
Yeah. But I mean, he's also the 28th of April, he'll be 15 years old, which is really old for a Yorkie.
Mm-hmm.
And he is on a special food diet, wet food diet and everything. So he can only have either salmon or lamb. He can't have anything else, any other type of meat,
Oh wow.
because he developed food allergies in his old age. He's got no teeth, so everything has to be completely soaking down wet for him. And he wears diapers because he's got incontinence. And I've been noticing over the past like year or so, he's also starting to develop like almost like a dementia.
Oh.
Where it's like he'll go run around somewhere, and all of a sudden he'll just stand there. Like he'll walk. I'll be sitting over on the couch, and he'll run over here to the outside my sewing room door and just stand there and stare at the door, like if he's waiting for me to come out. It's like he knows the room that mommy's hangs out in, and he recognizes me. But sometimes in the mornings, I've noticed lately, I gotta give him a little bit to get it together, because when I first wake him up in the mornings, he doesn't know who I am.
Oh, wow.
But if I give him like a couple of minutes, then he gets it all back together and starts giving me kisses. Which, when that first happened, that was really hard morning for me.
Oh, I bet.
Because I've had him since he was 6 weeks old, and I got him when I realized I was no longer able to have any more babies. So he was like my permanent baby.
Well, and they are our children, you know? I mean, they become such a big part of your family.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I trained him to where I could take him out in the front yard, and I live like 2 miles from north of Detroit. So I'm in the city. And I trained him where I could be able to take him outside to go potty without a leash or anything, and he knows not to leave that front yard for any reason whatsoever. I've had my son stand on the other side of the street calling him, and he'll turn and just look over at me like, now.
I get what you're trying to do. No, that's not happening.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm not falling for that one, Mom. But that's how I wanted him trained, so that way there, I didn't have to leash him if I didn't need to. But I also always double check to make sure there's nothing else outside whenever I let him out either, and I always stood right there with him.
Right.
Now, since he's gotten older and developed all these issues and everything, now I leash him, because the fact that now it's like, okay, he's not with it, so I don't want to take any chances. All right, so I'm actually going to do 3 across. Let's see if I can get this back properly. There we go.
Yeah,
So I'm
for a
actually going to do
baby.
3 across and then do a sashing going around it, because that makes it perfect size for a baby quilt, because this right
I was
now is 31 inches.
gonna say for a baby quilt, that's perfect.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, 3 across would be perfect for a baby quilt. So I'm going to do multiple different sizes. I'm going to do baby quilts as well as children quilts.
Have you done any of
Jordy,
the?
he does have some cataracts going on, because his eyes are all hazy. And he has lost some of his eyesight because of the cataracts. And I've also noticed at times he's losing some of his hearing. Like, once in a blue moon, he can hear me, but most of the time he doesn't hear anything. I can clap my hands, whistle, and there's like no response. But as we all get older, we all start having our frailties, and he still jumps around, gets all happy-go-lucky, excited. Like, when he gets it, when he sees me going to the fridge to pull out his bowl of food to fix him every night, he hops around like a little jackrabbit, and it is so cute. It's like one of these times I got to get my cell phone out and video this, because it is so adorable. He jumps like a little baby, look, a little rabbit. Hey, Laura Lynn, how you doing, love? Thank you for coming and popping in. Leanna, I'm not really for sure. Kind of confused on the question. It says, Donnell, am I supposed to pick content? Never been on TV for CC. Good morning, Gladys. Thank you for joining in here. Sorry, Don had missed your intro. Hey, Eva. Sorry I missed you, love. Yes, and John will be giving us an update on the show that he is going to go see, which is Charlie and Chocolate Factory. I have made a special request for an update on this show.
We're excited. I've never. We enjoy the theater, obviously, but I've never seen that production, so that should be cool.
Yeah, I cannot wait to see what your take is on it. I've never seen it. There's only been one musical or anything like that that I've ever been to, and that was the Lion King. That
Oh,
was done
no.
up, and it was for an English composition class that we went as and everything. I was in it. One of my college courses was an English composition class because I love composition. I love writing stories. Haven't done it forever, but I love it. And so me and my husband went along with the group and everything for that evening, and it was so much fun. And the Lion King was amazing.
Oh, I bet just the costumes themselves were.
Oh my God, it was so good. The costumes were good. The Just like every ounce of it was amazing. I got nothing bad to say about it. The thought and the creativeness that they put into it and everything was so awesome.
Well, it's interesting because we're taking animated movies now and bringing them to life, right? So,
Yes. Yeah, like one of my favorites is the Avatar.
hmm I have, to be honest, I have not seen the new one.
I've not seen the new one yet, but I have a hard time sometimes seeing sequels. Whenever it's a movie I love so much, I always have a hard time seeing sequels because it's like, okay, can you hold true to it?
My problem is I don't want to sit in a theater for 3.5 hours. They're making the movies so long nowadays.
Yeah, it's like I need something that's like 2 hours because unless it's a really good movie, it's hard for me to even keep focus that long.
Yeah.
Now, give me a quilting video, I can watch it all day long.
But that's different.
Yes. And I do have a somewhat secret obsession over dinosaurs as well. And my husband and son have found a computer game that we all play in the evenings. It's called ARK, ARK, Ascending. And it is a world that is like prehistoric world. You start off wearing next to nothing, like your undies and the women wear the undies and bras, essentially like a bikini.
Yeah.
Nothing showing, and you try and go and you build your own entire world. You can try and tame the dinosaurs, and the larger dinosaurs you can create settles and ride around on them. And yes, I'm completely nerding out. I love dinosaurs. I've always had a fascination over dinosaurs.
So you liked Jurassic Park?
Oh my gosh, yes, I love Jurassic Park. We just watched I think it was Jurassic Park Dominion World the other day again for a second time. I love dinosaurs. Seeing one in real life would be so cool, only if it was not a meat eater.
Well, and that's the thing, right? I mean, Jurassic Park made half the dinosaurs so mean, right? It was like they didn't
Huh?
fo- they didn't focus too much on the fun-loving dinosaurs. It was all the meat eaters and
Well, that's where the excitement is, though, for a
yeah.
movie wise. That's where the intensity is the danger. But like, oh my gosh, like Alystrosaurus, they're small and they're so cute. It's like I would love to have a pet Lystrosaurus. They're like a little dinosaur puppy. You don't ride around on them or anything. They eat berries and they love to be petted.
You can't possibly take another animal. You have enough animals.
There's always more room in my heart for more.
I had a feeling that was going to be the answer.
There may not be enough room in the house, but there's always more room in the heart.
Mm-mm-mm.
Sounds like my guys are just waking up.
It is funny when the house comes alive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like I heard my husband, because my bedroom is right across the short hallway right here, so I can always hear the door opens. And then on the weekends when I'm doing my live stream, he'll go out there and wake up my son, and then they'll sit there and have coffee and wait for me to come out.
To make breakfast.
Nope, I don't do the cooking. They do.
Really? You're spoiled.
I am. They buy me expensive presents and they do the cooking. I just have to do the cleaning and the laundry.
That's
The deal was
cool.
because my husband loves cooking, I hate cooking. So every now and then I'll get in my mood where I love to bake, like casseroles and stuff.
Right.
Like I make this amazing chicken dish that they love so much, and it is chicken, broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. And I do for the dressing in it, I do 2 spoons of mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. I usually use Miracle Whip. Ranch, and then Italian seasonings, and bacon bits for a little extra pizzazz, and Parmesan cheese.
Oh, wow.
So I steam my veggies. I boil the chicken because I use whole chicken breast. So I boil the chicken for about 20 minutes. I chop it up into about 1 to 1.5 inch cubes. And then I put it all inside of a casserole dish. Oh, and cheese, shredded cheese. I almost forgot that. And
You can't
I
forget
mix it
the
all
cheese.
up. I mix all up in a big, huge mixing bowl, stick it in a casserole dish, and stick it in the oven for about 45 minutes. And about 5 minutes before it's done, we add a little extra cheese on top with some breadcrumbs, and it comes out so delicious.
Wow.
And my guys chow down on that. So here this is with another thing I was stashing.
Oh, that's really turning out cute. Look how, and the colors. I just love the colors in that.
Yeah, I love the softness of it, but it gives it that extra pop as well.
Yes. Yeah, because it almost looks glittery. I know it's not, but just the way they spun
Yeah,
the.
it's
Yeah.
like that little extra sparkle and glitter. It's like almost like a galaxy look to it, but like a
Yes.
rainbow galaxy,
And for a baby quilt, how cute is that?
right?
I'm happy. I got a lot accomplished today. I've got.
Yes, Andrea, I want to come rescue your rabbits from you. So Andrea loves to have bunny rabbits. She is a bunny farmer.
Oh.
Farmer meaning that most of the time she kills them off.
No.
And I seen her, I met Andrea first time ever on a Zoom meeting, and she showed me the bunnies, and then she told me what she does with the bunnies. I'm like, you better not kill those bunnies. So she has decided she's keeping those 2 bunnies because I fell in love with them.
But she's not
And
showing you any more going forward.
she can't show me anymore. And I had to ignore the fact that she is harvest them for whatever reasons and everything because bunnies are so cute.
Yes,
Can't
we
help it.
have little bunnies that hop through the yard here all the time. And one of my neighbors, I said, but they're so adorable that like they're just small, little, cute bunnies. And they said, you know why? That's what we call coyote food because we
Yeah.
have wild coyotes everywhere. And I'm like, oh, and every now and then when I go in the backyard, I'll find remnants of a encounter.
Yeah. Andrea says, I grow them for meat. Jean says, I know. I was on the same Zoom and was like, oh no, when Debbie says they eat them. Hmm. I swear, I don't care what kind of animal it is. I am an animal lover, and I would jump in from a moving vehicle or a speeding bullet to save an animal. Like I love eating meat. I just can't kill the animal myself. Once it's already dead, yes, I'll eat it, depending upon the animal. There are some I will not.
Well, but it takes, fortunately, we have farmers, right? I mean, we have people that's what they do. And I mean, we're
Yeah,
fortunate.
and we wouldn't have meat if we didn't have the farmers and
Yep.
everything and all. And I understand the concept and the reasoning and all. It's just they're so cute and cuddly, funny rabbits. Andrea's like, I'm never showing her anything again. And Al's interrupting my money. I can't help it. They're just so adorable. I'm sure I'd probably be the same way if I met a cow in person. Like, I love eating venison, but I can never go out and shoot the deer myself.
Oh, poor Bambi.
Right? But boy, my brothers call me up and tell me they got some venison. I'm like, you better be having some of that on its way up to me. I'm like, I love venison meat, but I would never go out and kill Bambi. But if she's already dead, I'll eat her.
Yeah, I've worked with plenty of hunters. They go out and get squirrel and doves, and oh no, that's
Yeah,
not
I'm
a
sorry.
weekend.
I'm not eating a squirrel. That's one of the ones I gotta draw the line on. I'm not desperate enough to eat a squirrel. If I was out in the world and I was starving and all I had the option of was killing a squirrel to eat, I would do it, but I would have really had to try and say a whole lot of prayers afterwards for forgiveness. So I just don't really like killing any type of animal.
Oh, Donna says her grandfather raised them for food. And she once asked why they weren't in the hutch, and he said it got too hot outside, and they decided to live in his freezer.
Oh no! Yes, Andrea, it is definitely the Bambi Thumper syndrome. Oh, poor little Thumper. Over here talking about killing animals and everything. Quasar just sitting here staring me down.
He doesn't have enough meat on him.
No, I'm waiting for him to get more plump. I did tell him one day, I'm like, if you don't quit screaming, you're going to wind up being dinner. I can never do that to my Quasar.
No, absolutely
Ever
not.
since I was little, though, anytime I leave the house, I come back with something. My mom's like, you got to quit bringing home all these animals. I'm like, Mama, they're so cute. They asked to come home with me.
So in the South, in Tennessee, were you on a farm or were you
No,
more
I was just
rural?
out in the middle of the woods.
Okay.
We always lived like in a trailer, like out in the middle of nowhere, and it was always awesome because I could always go out and wander around the woods or do whatever I wanted, make as much noise as I wanted, and tons of seeing wild animals and everything. So it was really cool. And parts of me still has that Southern girl at heart. Other parts of me really loves being in the city.
Yeah, it took I grew up, in Louisville, so in a major city, and then I've lived in mostly small towns raising the kids, which really worked out well. But then I don't know, as I got older and closer to the empty nest and all that, it's been nice being back in Phoenix and that area and having the amenities that come with a big city.
Yeah, it's like I love the fact that everything's so close by. If I don't have a vehicle, I can just walk to something. I don't have to figure out, okay, how am I going to get transportation to get a half an hour away to a store. But yeah, so on that note, I think we're going to get ready to say goodbye because we've been on here for 2 hours now.
Look at that.
It did not feel like 2 hours to me.
It didn't to me.
It just dawned on me because I'm like, wait a minute, the guys are out. That means it's getting close to noon.
Well, thanks for having me, Donnell.
Oh, you're welcome. And I would love to have you back on again sometime. This has been a lot of fun hanging out.
No, absolutely. We need to reciprocate and definitely stay in touch and
Definitely.
join each other's channels.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because I love what you guys do over on your channel. It's always so much fun watching you guys. Especially
We,
when you were still trying to figure out how to be able to sew and chat at the same time.
my God, Sean, you all make it look easy, right? That's like, it's much more complicated than it appears.
That's why a lot of times you'll see me sew a little bit and then I'll come back and catch up with a chat. Sew a little bit, come back and catch up with a chat. Because I'm like, I've already put my needle through my finger once before. I'm not doing it again.
No.
Yeah, and I wasn't even on a live stream. It was way before I ever even did YouTube. So I'm like, I am much more cautious now.
Yeah. I have to learn if I'm on a live that I have live language and private sewing room language.
Yes. I try to keep, the way I look at it is because I work for a company where I talk to the public over the phone. And I'm like essentially like a customer service almost essentially. So when I'm in here doing my live stream, I keep that mindset.
No.
So that way there I can keep the potty mouth out of the room.
Makes all the difference.
Yes. But so John, you want to retell everybody that may have missed it earlier when you do your live streams or whatnot, or what you, as well as what all you like to do on your channel for anyone that may have missed it before we head out?
Yep. Thanks, Danielle. So, yes, we typically try to do our live streams at 4 o'clock Arizona time on Sunday. And then we try to jump back on around 6 o'clock on Tuesday. We do try to post that so folks know if we're actually going to be able to do a live. I've only been doing this for about a year and a half, so all of this is very new. So we just try to share our experiences as we're trying to figure this out. And if we can figure it out, anyone can figure this out. So just lessons learned as we grow in a new craft.
So you've been doing this a lot longer than me. I've only been doing it since like October.
See? So yes, and look at,
So,
I mean, you've got a lot of product in that already.
well, that's because I've been getting a lot of tips and advice from Sean. I'm like, oh, he looks like he knows what he's doing.
It's a great YouTube family for sure.
Yes. Yeah, I get tips from him as well as a bunch of other larger content creators. So, but I hope everybody has a wonderful day and catch me back over here at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be working on Motown, my legit kit lion. But we have Tammy going live at noon. We have Leanna going live at noon. I think Mama Pop is at 1. And then I can't remember who else because there's a lot going on today. So, but everybody have a wonderful day and talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.